anyway, let's give a quick roster rundown. We also go through the picks and the bans. If I can pull up the bans, hopefully, without breaking everything. So the bans for exGBT were Valdimir, Nocturne and Ahri. Bearing in mind these were quite a while ago. Hausfrau have banned out Orianna, Karthus and Rammus. In the blue team it will be exGBT, and well, let's try and go through their names because obviously, as you can see, they're kind of using troll names. It is Makata on Shyvana. It is in the middle, we think, it's going to be Sharu on Shijaru. It's meant to be Charu, isn't it? I think they all said the Z's kind of a silent thing here. Charu on talent. Libic, the best troll ever. Troll is Nunu. Down the bottom, it is Makla, I believe, on Ash, and Makata in the jungle is actually Light. That's Kikis on Morgana. God, I wish they'd sort these names out. For Hausfrau, it's nice and easy. It's going to be Frank on Janna, Albus on Singed, Truss on Shen as it loads up on me, Hunks on Zillion, and Misa on Cogmore down the bottom. So how is this all going to lay out? Let's have a look. Where are they going to go? Because obviously they're going to start off the level 1 fight. It's going to be always an interesting one. We're not too sure which way that could pan out, but will it be Morgana top? Will it be Talon mid? I think it will. I think the way they're already heading, I think it will be that way. But, you know, obviously they could be just positioning for all sorts at the moment. But I think that's how it's going to work out. No Life's positioned himself as though he would be covering off that top, so therefore he would be going top. So yeah, I think you're right, Joe.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way up until this point. Actually, we are seeing Hausfrau taking all 5 guys into this tri-bush. Actually, needs to be a bit careful there, Mukata. He's just by the side to walk back his way. He's got to get his burnout on and leg it out of there, basically. Because Morgana's not going to be in a position to really offer any help. Oh, and they are going in the direction of Shyvana, and they are going to check, and just as predicted, burnout on and leg it for dear life. But it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing too much of an invade. Talon and Morgana are still hanging around there, but I guess more as cover rather than thinking about pushing anywhere.
Yeah, and they're backing away, but they're thinking of going around the back here. Look. They are going to sneak back around. They want to get that red. Can they catch anyone out back at the tri-bush? That is the question. Will Albus go straight there? Or is he going to wisely go around the back side? Yes, he is. And jungle-wise, he's starting off at Wraiths. So it could be a 3-man invade here. Now, he doesn't feel he needs the blue. Meanwhile, down the bottom, you can see they're taking the golems. They are going to continue on in here. Hunks is helping out, picking up the Wraiths. He's going to help out on the red, I believe. But Truss is going to come around here. Did anyone show? No, they've gone maybe a little bit too early. Can they get enough on the bind? He's actually landed on Hunks, but that's even worse because Hunks will go down. He has no hit points to deal with that one, and they're going to take the red away. So very nicely done there for exGBT. But, well, you can see he's taken down very low. If Singed actually came in, he might be able to finish him off, though he will pick up the kill on the red buff. Pick up the kill, not really the same thing, is it? But it will take away that red buff and steal it off. Took a bit more damage than he probably wanted to, but you got to feel for Hunks because he was fine and then Truss flashed away. It's just like, oh.
And so instead of losing their jungler, they lost their AP mid, which is, you know, not the greatest of starts that they would have been hoping for. So that first blood does go to Talon, which makes this middle lane even more tricky for Zillion. Obviously, down at bottom, we are going to have Ash Nunu versus Janna Cogmore. We'll see how the whole ganking situation comes around. Shen actually is starting to work his way in towards middle. He's going to come in from behind. And are they going to be able to do anything? That's the question. Taru's actually seems to have sensed that something might be going down. Shyvana is by race, and we are going to see Shen work his way through. And we saw, actually, Charu getting away without taking a single point of damage. That was nicely read. He was expecting that. He was expecting Shen to start to come in. And that rake, as you can see, takes about a quarter of Hunk's health off every time.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be chunking his damage down. He won't be too healthy. And obviously, with just missing out on that one, it does burn the mana through quite a lot. So there's a long cooldown on it. But if all he really needs to do, like you said, with Zillion being so squishy, oh, look at that. He's already going to harass. He's going looking for Shen. This is incredible. So going very aggressive there. Obviously heard the blades coming out, the Vorpal blades from Shen. Vorpal blades? It is Vorpal blades. Oh, I was right. But obviously heard them coming out and immediately went towards the race to try and harass. Shyvana, meantime, down the bottom, very low, but will take those golems away. Up the top, you can see it is Morgana versus Singe. Singe doing his usual thing.
Nunu's in a little bit of trouble. Oh, he's actually going to survive there. And they're going to switch their harass over onto Frank, who will catch a bit of that volley. Nunu did have his blood boil up there as well, just to offer that little bit more. But settling in now towards this lane phase. Charu again is going to land a bit of that rake onto Hunks. And I think that's going to be a very tricky lane out, especially with First Blood going over to Talon. That was like, if they could have said what they didn't want to do, that was it.
How low Shyvana is right now in the jungle. Continued to keep it low. Hasn't gone back yet. Now will go back. Yeah, so down to 100 health. Having to back off from that one. We've just seen Singed go back. So Singed is coming back with... Where are you, Singed? A Philosopher's Stone. And the Madra's Razor just been purchased by Shyvana. Meanwhile, in the mid there, you can see... Continue to try to harass, try and get that rake across. Has taken down all those minions. Low health and says, thanks, I'll take all that gold. And now I'm off to buy.
Yeah, up at top, I'm not sure how Albus is going to be faring in this lane. Actually, just standing on the tormented soil there, which is something didn't really need to do. He has been back and bought as well. Does have the Philosopher's Stone plus boots there, as we saw Morgana go back. Double Doran's Ring plus boots, ward and pots for her. So going to be very nicely sustained in this top lane. And from the start that we've seen, I really like the matchups in this top and middle lane as well for exGBT. I think they're going to be off to a flying start with this.
Yeah, and it's worked out well, and they needed it to be as well, because like we said about those hit points that you're going to get from the Shen and Singed late game, Zillion will get himself sustained later on. He just needs to wait and build up. Blue buff will be going across the Talon though, so that is not going to be a pleasant sight for Zillion in the mid there. Hunks. And the question is Libic, yeah, he's going up. I wasn't sure whether he was going to go all the way up and try and ward off the blue. Maybe Shyvana can come around and try and steal it. You can see Shyvana's continuing to try to invade. Not really managing to catch too much, though, since that opening blue. Red, sorry. No life coming around. Is he going to ward up Tribush? Yes, he will. And actually, Shyvana's wasting a bit of time because there is nothing to invade around there. It's actually the Wraiths have just respawned. Down the bottom you can see it's actually a bit of an exchange between the two AD carries. Libic being caught out a little bit there by Frank there, getting a couple more shots across, having to eat those health pots. But Shyvana is continuing to just roam. The blue buff will be spawning shortly, so I'm just seeing where Talon's going across. Yeah, he's just warded across, so he's going to keep his eye on Hunks going across there. Meanwhile, Shen has made his way down to this bottom lane. See whether he manages to make a dash in towards Ash. Ash is fairly low, as is Libic. They are going to wisely back away, and I don't think they're going to get caught out now, Joe.
Yeah, interesting thing as well, Singed up at top has gone for cloth armor. So, against that Morgana. Obviously building up to the more later game items rather than feeling that he can stay safe in this lane. He's doing a decent job, actually, of pushing that lane. Actually, look at Shen. He's starting to work his way around the side. Unfortunately for him, there is a ward in that bush. And just to kind of give you an overview, Shen is currently level 4.5. Shyvana
taking the red.
Almost level 5, and he's going to be taking this red away once again.
Yeah, and also Talon's actually popped up and taken down that major Wraith as well, so he's stealing away the gold from Shen. So Shen's going to come around there, find out the big Wraith is not up, and then find Shyvana has just ported away from the jungle. So yeah, he's completely missed it. He's like, God, he's been here again, damn it. So yeah, he's wasted a lot of time down the bottom there. Meaning, and they knew he was kind of around there. They got the ward in the river, which I don't think saw him. I think he managed to get across the river before being spotted. But yeah, he went straight up to that tribush, and they're like, I think their spider senses were tingling. They knew he was around there. Especially with the fact Shyvana's in the top jungle. They're kind of like, well, he's not up here, so he's going to be down that bottom area somewhere.
And we've got Chinese New Year Cogmore, which is always fun for them.
Yeah.
And actually, look at Singe really pushing this lane quite heavily onto No Life, who's doing a good job of keeping up with the farm. And they are going to push in there, and there goes Nunu. Will stop them from pushing. Look, the teleport's coming in as well. No Life's going to dive in, and he is going to get his ulti off there. It's No Life to get the kill. Frank surely is going to go down here as well. Can he manage to stay up? Morgana just waiting for them cooldowns to finish, which they now have. And she managed to get away. Great play from Janna. And look how low Ash got in amongst that as well.
Yeah, the Cogmore, obviously the passive, he tried suiciding on towards, well, suiciding, he was dead anyway. He was trying to bomb him, is the word I was after. And Cizon, a.k.a. I'll tell you what his name is, Riacharu. What's going down there? Trying to buy myself time, but I couldn't find it on my notes quick enough. He's going to go straight towards Hunks, and that's what I was talking about. He can go straight on, get the silence across, get the rake straight across. Did eat a bomb, didn't eat the double bomb though, but it'll be enough to make him think twice about doing that again. As is Morgana, because he teleported away. Meanwhile, his lane's being kept nice and clean by Shyvana. So let's have a quick look at the items and lane advantages. Whoa, that is a BF sword on Ash down the bottom, going skipping straight past the Doran's blade. So feeling very confident with his health there against Cogmore. Obviously, he can be a bit more aggressive. Look at this, Shyvana going very aggressive, just taking away that major wraith. But I think he's going to pay for it with his life. Don't be amazed if he gets away with this on. Has flashed away and will get killed off by Hausfrau there. Hunks. And that was an important kill for him because, you know, that was a bit too ballsy, you know, a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, it needs to be really, really careful doing stuff like that. Meanwhile, down in this bottom lane, as you mentioned, Ash with that BF sword is going to cause all kinds of problems for Cogmore, who's gone double Doran's blade, and Berserker Greaves actually are out there as well. Meanwhile, up at top, Albis, I still think doing a great job against Morgana, actually. Currently 67 to 75, so actually ahead in terms of the CS.
Was he teleporting bottom lane? He's just teleported down bottom. Can he manage to use it? He'd used Ghost before teleporting and had gone towards Libic as well. I just heard him use the Ghost. I was like, what's he doing? Saw him teleport. Libic's actually used his ulti and will get away with it. Now I think Albis might go down as well. Gets blasted, and that will be last shot. Will it count? Frank's also very low.
God.
Gets a double kill, and that has backfired horribly for Hausfrau there. And well, Punish is going to be happy with that one, and no more is going to be excited than Libic will be. Popping that Sub-Zero off, perfectly timed on the tower. Very, very nicely played, and just trolling, baiting them in with that heal.
Yeah, it's super dangerous for Singed. I mean, you're going in there, you know that Nunu's going to be causing you some problems. We saw the heal go off from Ash, and it just taking too much damage there from the tower as well. And on paper, it was a decent move, that teleport coming in and what have you, but in practice, it actually turned out really horribly bad for them, and that'll leave exGBT with a 4-1 lead. The kills, again, Ash 1-0-2, Morgana 1-0-1, Talon 1-0-0, triple 1 for Shyvana, and we are seeing Talon continuing to harass in that middle, and Hunk's having to use his speed boost to get going, and yet we are going to see this Dragon. Not sure there's much that they can do. Obviously, they have Cogmore who can drop a few ults in there, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere near it. Shen's in the top side of the jungle. Singed is, well, being singed, just trying to get Morgana out of the way. You know there's something wrong when they're studying, like, opposite sides to each other where they normally would be standing. Oh, no, that's just Singed.
Yeah, I just saw him trot past. I actually went straight up there. It was like, despite the fact Dragon's going on, it's like, what's going on here? This isn't quite right, but it's just Singed being Singed with that ironing board type thing he's got. It's not the riot shield. He needs to get himself a riot shield. That's what he needs to do. He had his opportunity, didn't take it. It was on sale. He should have got it. Limited time only. So in the middle, Hunks is building up that Rod of Ages, and he's actually not doing too bad. He hasn't. Obviously, that one death at the start was a little bit unavoidable. It was a 3-man gank in level 1. Ooh. With the Oracle, Shyvana could get caught out here. He's going to go straight to Hunks. Has got Shen coming around as well. Manages to get the slow and the bomb. The double bomb goes down. We got Hausfrau. You can see Albis coming up behind as well. They want to make sure they can get Shyvana down. Will it be enough? He has got that Oracle on. They would be a big, big kill. And the Ash arrow lands on towards Albis. But that's going to be an ulti. Dive cross. Will they be enough? It will not. Now Truss is in trouble. He's going to get taken down by Sizzo. Would you believe it? And well, again, Shyvana, you just cannot kill her.
You don't even need to try, I think. That's the big problem. She goes low, and all of a sudden she you know, gets the ulti out, gets away. Actually, it could be a bit of danger here down the bottom as well for Ash, going fairly low, but they switched targets actually, and they're going to put all their damage down onto Nunu, which is probably not the best idea. Here comes Morgana. Ulti is going to go off from Nunu as well, blown away nicely. And, well, Truss is there. Morgana ulti won't proc. Frank actually flashing out of the way of that one, but surely Janet's going to go down. No, it's Nunu that falls. Truss is still alive for a split second, but Morgana is still there, but she doesn't really have enough mana to be doing all that much. And I think not even enough mana to get off the Dark Binding. Well, she did, but she missed it completely, and that's going to be a dead Morgana. A weird game.
Weird game. They're so close, and Janna just kept alive throughout that one. And you can see, I think it was Nunu. Libic was like, oh, I can get a kill. I'm going to Ice Blast him. I'm going to Ice Blast him. They just shielded up, and he was like, balls. I'm dead. And then straight away, but Shyvana not hanging around, is straight in the jungle and say, you know what, Shen, you're down there, I'm taking you red for the 3rd time in the game. Incredible stuff. Very, very aggressive play, as you already expect. He's going to get spotted by Shen this time, and he's got Singed in support. No! He's gone straight for red, and he just didn't look. He's going to dash through. Suddenly he finds him. He says, hello, surprise. Singed is going to turn around. There we go. Singed heading straight towards him. Can he catch him out in the tri-bush? He's going to try and bait him around there. Manages to land the slow. Will use his ulti into the Baron pit. Of course, Baron is up in 6 seconds time, so just in time, doesn't draw any aggro from that, so manages to get away. Had to use the ulti, but saves that Oracle.
Saves that Oracle, and once again we see Shyvana escaping from what could have been a very dangerous situation. Actually, Singed is looking really nice and tanky already. Got Ninja Tabi, obviously Fellowstone from earlier, Catalyst a protector, plus that Heart of Gold. So, you know, he's looking very, very good from that early situation. Morgana dying a little bit earlier on that bottom turret, which is was far from ideal for her, but still is sitting at 2-1-2. Does have needlessly large rod, plus the Catalyst picked up there as well. And in comes Singed, and, well, look at this Ashe. Absolutely monstrous work then. Janna is going to go down. Ulti's going to go off from Morgana. It will be Ashe that picks up the kill. Are they going to be focusing in on Singed? Nice flash away from that Kog'Maw ulti. And look who's there now. Shyvana going right into it. Actually, we will see Tormented Soil landing there with the Dark Binding. That's the word I'm looking for. We are seeing the push in middle, and I'm not quite quick enough to get away. Is he going to go down? No, he's going to survive. How much health was that? 20 HP left remaining.
Bottom again.
And now we're seeing Massa is surely going to be caught out as well. Ulti's going to go off from Nunu, and Massa is not getting away from this. Shield came in there from Janna. He turns around, gets the kill onto Morgana, and is now unable to pick one of the 3 targets in front of him. And I stand by my statement. Bit of a weird game.
Bit of a weird game. Crazy, crazy stuff. We always get this for the Nordic East Finals. They are fantastic. I love doing these things. It may generally be the same teams all the time, but they're always entertaining, that's for sure. And at the moment, exGBT are certainly making a show of it. Hausfrau not. You know, they're just a little bit unlucky. There's a few times where he could have just so easily switched that way. And remember, of course, Shyvana came down there, didn't have the ulti, had to use it to escape him a moment ago. So couldn't sort of come in and boss the fight. So suddenly they realised that. It's like, Shyvana's here. Doesn't have the ulti. Not really going to do a great deal apart from burnout. Back in the middle. Hunks is getting chunked down. Shen saving him on nothing at all there. 9 hit points. And he strolls away with Truss coming in to help again. And that's going to really annoy you as a talent for that one. Had also got, has he got the brilliance pot? Yeah, he's got a brilliance pot on with that blue buff as well. Just saw Shyvana also coming around. Did he just take the Major Wraith? I think he did.
Yeah, I think so as well. And Shyvana really doing a great job. And this is what we talked about in the early game. Shen, okay, might be great when it might be a good jungler, but is his clear time fast enough against the Shyvana? Because Shyvana's gonna always have that little edge, and it never really helps. 2 levels ahead right now, and it never really helps the fact that she's taken all 3 red buffs that have been up just now. Frankie's gonna get himself caught out. Shield not quite gonna go in there. Talon now is the one under all kinds of pressure from Kog'Maw. Is he gonna be able to escape? This one doesn't have his flash up, and he's gonna be able to escape that one. Are they gonna turn around and have a go? Wouldn't surprise me from what we've seen in this game so far. And actually, we will see Dark Binding and Soil land onto Hunks. That'll knock him down to around about half HP, but they won't go in for the push. However, they will be starting themselves off here at Dragon, and that's some much-needed lifesteal as well from Charu, who's now roundabout back up to half HP after almost being caught out by Cogmore. Singe doing his Singe thing up at top as well. Surely we'll be able to take this turret down in just a few hits. Are they going to... They're going to try and gank him up at top, but I think he's fast enough to get away. No, they're not even going to bother, I think.
I'm just wondering if they go for Baron. I think they might be. They've got to clear out the pit. There's wards in there also all over the place. I think it would be a bait if they went for it at all. Yeah, it would be far too early. I mean, 19-minute Baron, that would be very aggressive, confident play, I think, there. So, rightly so, Sharu's going to take away the blue buff and back and buy up. Hey, what's he got? Let's have a look. Have a look at the money. Yeah, sitting on 1,200 gold, 1,200 gold nearly on Morgana as well. And you can see he's got that BF sword with the brutalizer, so he's doing big chunks of damage now with that rate. You see it just wiping out that creep wave, no problem at all. Meanwhile, Hunks, who's been having a bit of a torrid time against him, has only got that Rod of Ages with the... I say only got the Rod of Ages, it's quite an expensive item. With those boots. Now, Cogmore's starting to be strong. He's got that triple Dorans, he's got the Wriggles in there and the Zeal building up towards the Phantom Dancer. Meanwhile, Ash has got the Infinity Edge completed and now got the Vampiric Scepter in there as well.
They're doing Baron.
They are doing Baron, and it's doable, you know. There's no warding. They've got the one on the river, but they've got nothing actually visible on the Baron itself. Now No Life comes in, throws a really wild but dark bindings. That was never going to land. Mesa's, meanwhile, Albus is actually caught on towards No Life. Has to flash away. Will catch him with the eyes again there. Meanwhile, in the river, you can see they're completely catching him out. They have to back away from this one. No Life will go down. Arrow lands on Mesa. Albus, though, is trying his best to troll it. Shen ulti coming in. This is what we talked about with the tankiness. Lands the slow. Will dash across. Shen manages to catch him out. The flip on Poonage Factory will go straight down there. So Ash immediately destroyed. Meanwhile, Cizone will manage to take Hunks down, but he can just res himself up. He's Zillion. You can't kill him. He's just going to back away. And well, that's a 2-for-0 exchange. Could have easily been more. You can see that Albus is actually being harassed. He's going to walk away from that one, though. And wisely so. Frank Ryan, don't know what he's thinking of there. He could get picked off by Shyvana. What are you doing, Frank? Back away, man. And he will. Oh, he's going to get caught. Will the rake do enough damage? No, it won't. And now he wisely backs away. Thank God for that slow. Livik has got caught out. Flashes just about the right time, though. And we're going to have to continue to say, Joe, this is a weird game. Bit
of a weird one.
Oh, he's dived!
We're going to see him dive in there as well. Oh, not quite enough damage once again. Obviously, the ulti has
Shyvana in the jungle.
Hunks, and Shyvana, yeah, she's up there. She's stealing red for a 400th time in the game. She's double buff right now. There are 3 coming in.
Oh, he can't catch.
Does have the ulti up, but doesn't need to use it this time, and probably doesn't want to be taking the damage. So going on to Baron. Frank is now going to be caught out a little bit, but it's Charu actually is going to go down to this bomb.
Oh, but Ash has picked up a kill in that as well. We picked up the kill on Zillion. Tried to catch him out, covered him off. Nicely, the arrow goes through, catches on Misa though. Manages to cleanse it off, and then Janna ulti just blows them back. Perfect timing because Shyvana was literally leaping in there at the right time. Frankie's baiting Shyvana, would you believe it, with no mana. It's just going to say, you know what, I'm going to keep you going slow around this thing. What are you doing, Frank? You are diveable there. This is an insane game, Joe.
Little bit weird to the extreme. But this middle turret is going to fall, so in and amongst everything awesome that just happened in that little 20-second period there, so much action in these games, and that's why, you know, really love to watch everything that we can from the EU, Nordic and East. Definitely doesn't get as much credit as it's deserved. Just remind me again, Deman, who did exGBT beat in the semi-final at World Cyber Games?
It was CLG.
Yeah, and so for those guys that are asking in chat if these are two 1,500 rated teams, they beat your hotshot.
They did beat CLG, and it was 2-0. It was a convincing win. It wasn't even anything close. It was a complete destruction. They really did stomp them. So yeah, they are both very strong, aggressive teams. And you know what? When they're on different servers, and we get the same thing with China are on, and I guess with Korea as well. You know, it's just different styles of play. They don't play the Western way, or you know, that people have been used to, and they'll be more aggressive. They're just on a slightly different meta from everyone else, and when these clash, that's when you get these awesome games.
And we are seeing Albus starting to work his way in, has got the glue down as well, but he's going to be slowed, he's going to be dark binded, the soil is down as well, but he's just not going low, he's not going to go low. Yeah, let's chase Singe, that's the best idea you've had all game, exGBT. Charu's just running behind him. Stop it.
Stop it! I was expecting the enchanted arrow to go on him as well. So why don't you just blow everything at him? You just waste it all while you're there. It's one of the worst people to target. But then again, when you've got Shen there as well, you know, Shen had his ulti up. He's just like, nah, he's fine. he's just singed. You know, he can just keep running around quite happily. But yeah,
he's level 16 singed as well.
Yeah, he's actually quite far ahead.
Everyone. I think
Morgana's 12.
Yeah,
same lane.
Four levels difference from the same lane, and Singe is like, okay, I went decently low in that fight, but you know, when you look at his health bar, you say he's gone pretty low there, but he's actually still got more health than most people in the entire game, even when he's on half HP. And they cannot target him, but he's also got that Rod of Ages in there. He's actually doing a fair amount of damage with his poison trail.
Yeah, his poison trail definitely doing a lot. And there is the wolves being taken away, but they wisely back away very quickly there, and they're going to take the dragon now. So exGBT, and I think it's going to be a free dragon. There's no one anywhere near him yet. They're not going to get it close before this has gone down. So Hausfrau having to give up on that one, but they are not out of this game yet. They are 6k behind, but they have a very, very strong team fight. The damage bursts that can go out definitely could take Cogmort down very quickly. So Zilean's going to have to be either sitting on the ulti on himself or Cogmort very, very quick with that. Oh, are they going to dive on towards Frank here? I think they could. 4-man dive is entirely possible. But yeah, they didn't quite catch him in the right time. Now they could get caught out themselves, because you can see Albus is coming around the backside. He's going down towards the tri-bush. Will manage to catch them out there. Pops his ghost. Full speed ahead. Who's he going to catch? It will be the No Life. The Ash Arrow goes straight in there. Hunks is going to get caught out and destroyed before he even comes out of it. Trust, meanwhile, is taking a lot of damage. The downside for them is Trust is quite low and doesn't really have much to use. So Trust is going to be dangerously close for this one. We'll have to back away. Misa's also going to surely get taken down. No! Yes, he has. He's been popped. But the question is, can they finish him off? No, because Libic used his ulti to save his life on Talon there. Very well played. Meanwhile, the poison continues to tick. Now Frank is eating a Howling Gale on towards Punish Factory. They're all so low, and that's not going to be enough to take down the Singed. No, 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 no. But that was a pretty vicious exchange. Just look at the flashing red markers on all the sides. You can see Albus and Shen and Truss were taken low. Meanwhile, Shyvana, Nunu, Morgana, Ash were all taken very low, as well as Talon was. He's obviously gone back and healed himself up now. But a great Sub-Zero from Libic there to save Talon, because Talon was dead.
It was another weird situation.
Another weird one.
I hope people are drinking every time we say weird, because you're going to be hammered after this game. But around the tri-bush, so there was Singe there, and there was Shen on like half HP. So we could go for that level 16 Singed, or the level 10 Shen that's on half HP. And they were still hitting Singe. It didn't make any sense. They need to target better in this one, otherwise they're going to be just going down in this game. I mean, it's 13-7, 8k gold difference. That's mostly from the turrets in there, and obviously I think that free dragon that they had earlier on as well. But Hausfrau are definitely not out of this game. It's 27 minutes in. It's already the longest game that we've seen today, and it's definitely the most awesome.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's... Look at that. Shyvana's like, I know red's up. I'm going to come and get it. And Frank's like, get out of here. You're not having the fifth one. let's be serious about this. Oh, they tried to catch out Libic there. They're going to back away. I think what it is the pro players have just bred into themselves, don't attack Shen, because obviously he does that dash across and it gives him... you're only doing 50% damage to him. So I think what it is just they're not quite getting sunk into the head. The fact that Shen's only level 11, or he was a minute ago, yeah, still only level 11, so he's actually quite far behind in the levels, so they need to maybe start targeting him, because he's actually quite squishy. But I say that, now that he's actually been back and bought, you can see he's got himself that giant spot, so he's not even flashy. Albus again trolling his way in, but Punish Factory's got that Phantom Dancer, sorry he hasn't, he's got the Zeal, trying to do enough damage, and now you can see for Truss actually all over Punish Factory. Meanwhile, Cogmore will take down Talon. Truss eats another chunk of hit points, backs away quite happily. Albus comes in. Frank finally gets caught out this time around. Morgana ulti will ping off. Can Albus finally go down? They're throwing the kitchen sink at him. He will go down at last. And that's going to be Misa. And that is a big, big team fight for exGBT. They should turn straight away. Oh, No Life just about got away from Cogmore and go for Baron. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do, Joe.
Singed ban next game, what do you reckon? Yeah, I mean, even then, like you said, they were throwing everything, including the kitchen sink at him, and he's just walking away like, I imagine whenever I see any Singed play, I mean, I do it myself when I play Singed. You just sit there and you're like, tra-la-la-la-la. You actually say that to yourself when you're playing Singed. And that's really what I imagine Albus is doing now, obviously with the Finnish accent and probably the words. But still, we are getting the Baron going over onto the Polish side of exGBT. Let's have a look at the kills and how they stand right now. 616 on Ash is the big one, actually, over with GBT. Last Whisper's done. We've got Zeal in there, got a Vamp Scepter as well as, and as I say Zeal, I was going to say, building up towards that. Phantom Dancer plus an Infinity Edge as well. That is a very, very dangerous Ash. But if you look over on the other side, 641, Cogmore, the one doing the damage there. Phantom Dancer, Pickaxe, Wriggles, plus those Berserker Greaves as well. Shen is now starting to finally get himself more and more healthy. And we are going to see Massacre out here, possibly. It is Shyvana that's going in there onto him. Seasons is going to dive in there as well. The Rake plus the ulti. And here comes Shen to try and save the day. And they've just turned around and they're going to go for Seasons. I think he could end up falling foul of this one. And we are going to see Frank come in. And yes, Jana, you go, son. And he's going to actually land in onto him. Seasons turns around, tries to do as much damage as he can before going down. He did go down without getting himself a kill. Now they've switched over onto Shyvana, who ultis, then flashes to get away from that situation. Covers half the map, and here comes Albus. A little bit late on your spell shield there, Morgana, but has to use a flash as well. And Albus is like, I'm going to get some blood right here. He had his ulti up. I think he may have even used Ghost at some point in that. That's a nice dark binding, but he's walked too close to him. There goes the spell shield once again, and will surely get away.
They're in the base. They are in the base. Libic is tanking up that turret. Will get caught out by Frank, but look at the speed of Ponage Factory. He's obviously got the Blood Boil on him, as well as the Phantom Dancer, which he's just bought out, and that is going to be the turret. So they've lost the turret for those chasing those kills in the actual base, as well as, look at that, Albus just that confident. He's just going to keep fighting on towards Albus. He's just like, yeah, you're not going to catch me out here. I'm just going to back away. Got to be careful of Shen's dash, but now in the mid turret, you can see the mid turret will go down as well. Bit of a weird game, Joe.
Yeah, again, get drinking. This is a weird one. But we are seeing Shyvana now go back. She's obviously, they've got the Baron buff still on. Look at Ash's crit, 700 each one. You're not going to get away from her. That's the problem. If you get caught out by Ponage Factory, which of course is Mackler, I've just given up on trying to actually get their real names out of this one. And a 30-minute game in this first set in the best of three. Dragon's going to be going over as well. It's 51k to 27k in terms of the gold. Ooh, Cogmore needs to be careful here. Yeah. And they are going to get the arrow out. Surely this is a dead Cogmore. Not going to last seconds. And it's another kill going over to Ash. There's the shield up onto Charu. And where is Singed? He was there a second ago. He must have portaled home. We are going to see them now try and push themselves in for the inhibitor. Glue goes down just to slow that team pushing in, but they're not going to be able to contest and stop this inhibitor going down. Are they going to switch over and take the middle inhibitor? Certainly looks that way, and you know, despite the craziness that we've seen in this game, that certainly could have gone either way, it's looking like exGBT could be the team to push through. We saw there, actually, Mackler putting down a ton of shots onto Singed, who is actually still on 3/4 of his health, which equates to almost 3k of that health. And we are now going to see GBT go home and probably get themselves a last buy up before they start to really push. Actually, Ash has got 2.6k gold on her. And it's taking red.
Yeah, and probably
I think that's only one red buff the entire game.
They've taken, yeah, which was just a minute ago as well. The one previous to that, that's the only one they've actually got in the whole game, because Shyvana's literally been living in that jungle. So yeah, like you say, he's got 2.7k on. She's going to go straight for a Bloodthirster, I believe, when she goes back. That's all he's waiting for. I say she, I mean Ash, obviously, which is Mackler. But has just been so strong, and it's so enjoyable to play when you get a hero this fed, especially an Ash. You're just like, yeah, really, nothing's gonna hurt me. Honestly, I can just completely run through your base and kill everything in there. And blue buff going across to Talon. So, you know, this at one point was teetering on the edge, and Hausfrau probably could have picked it up. but as it stands now, it would have to be a big throw, I think, from exGBT to mess this one up. Just looking up towards the top and waiting to see whether Morgana's going to try and catch someone out. It did get caught with the ulti there. So that is the inner turret, the final one going down there. Oh, look at that. He was actually trying to expect Massa to step forward to bait him around that dark bindings. Meanwhile, Albus is just trying his best to protect them off there. Shen, in the meanwhile, is trying to get his levels up down the bottom there. And actually he is managing to do it. He's slowly farming up, but he is still only 14. And just even now, that damage going on towards Albus is actually starting to hurt from Punich Faction, because now he's got that double Phantom Dancer, because that's what you need. You just can never quite fire quick enough. He's at 2.5. Yeah, Blood Boil goes on him. He's at 2.5. He's maxed out on the attack speed. So yeah, them arrows coming out very, very quickly, and that turret just being chunked down. Singe goes in, flips on towards his own. I'm not too sure if that's the right one they want. Instead, they're just going to go straight. Hunks actually managing to use his ulti enough, but Truss will go down very quickly in there. Frank also taken down very low. Yeah, the damage is just piling out here, and that will actually be talent going down. Can it be enough though? Misa's trying his best. You cannot go toe to toe with him. No, you can't do that. And Frank's going to get killed. Look at that on the fountain. He's got that much attack speed. The healing can't come out quick enough, and Ash will just chunk him down on that turret. Wow, very quick game. So GG. I say very quick game, 35-minute game, but very, very entertaining game. Very weird game, Joe.
A very weird game, and I hope the next one's a little bit more standard, so you guys that have been playing the weird drinking game aren't going to be too inebriated by the end of it. But it's 1-0. It is a best of 3, so if you've just joined us, you're just in time, because we've seen a crazy game here in match number 1. We're going to be going into match number 2 in just a little while. I'm going to bring you the post-match screen, because it's well, there's a lot to be talked about there, I guess. So, yeah, and one of the big points for me about this game, and we said it right at the start when we saw Shen going into the jungle, is Shen the right choice in the jungle when you've got Shyvana on the other team? I think we've just got a definitive no.
Yeah, not quick enough, unfortunately. But a lot of that, you got to realise that time he spent down the bottom, he was obviously wasn't getting the experience. They didn't get the kill, and while he was there, Shyvana was in the top half of his own jungle, taking away his red, his wraiths, and his golem. So by the time he's like, okay, I haven't got it, so goes and gets wolves, comes back around and goes, actually, I've got no jungle left at all, and I can't invade because I'm on the wrong side of the map now. And by the time I've got here, Shyvana's already gone back down, taking her own side. So yeah, played very, very well there. Shyvana did in the jungle, so completely countered it. And like you said, took the red all but one throughout the entire game for exGBT. So very strong start from, but good picks from Hausfrau.
Yeah, really strong picks.
I'm not sure how much of that little change at the start would have affected the game. I don't know. I guess the players certainly got irked by it, so they maybe feel it was. Obviously, we spotted the lanes switching as well. Whether that was like predetermined or decided afterwards as well, we don't know. But these are things that happen online. If you're on a LAN, it would not happen.
Yeah, and I expect that we're going to probably be seeing Singed banned out this next one. Shyvana really wouldn't surprise me, and Ash wouldn't surprise me. But, you know, really, really entertaining game for the first match. Obviously, we are going to be moving into game number 2. I was already invited to that one. We're going to take just a small break here in between, but then we'll be coming back with match number 2 between exGBT and Hausfrau. If you go anywhere now, you're actually really silly, so stay.